Update Young and the Restless spoilers. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is a crazy Tuesday, and I hope you are all having a fantastic week so far. Grab a huge cup of coffee and maybe a stress ball because we have so much to unpack today, and I am honestly still reeling. And I just have to start by saying I am so tired. I have been covering this show for years, and sometimes you think you know exactly where a story is going. You think, okay, Nick is in rehab, he met a girl, they are going to bond, he is going to have a savior complex, they will heal together. Classic soap stuff. But no, the writers completely pulled the rug out from under us, and I am honestly still shaking a little bit from the absolute shock of it all. So let's just get right into it, because what just happened on The Young and the Restless is going to change the landscape of Genoa City forever. We have been watching Nick Newman spiral for weeks now. It has been brutal, honestly, it has been hard to watch. From the pain pills to the fentanyl, the nightmares about Matt Clark. And then he hit rock bottom at that dingy motel, we all saw it. He was hiding out, avoiding his family, avoiding the reality of his addiction. He was having those terrifying drug-induced nightmares where Matt Clark was basically acting as his twisted tour guide to the destruction of his own life. We saw the visions of Sharon passed out, Mariah yelling at him, Victor, and Nikki disowning him. It was heavy. It was really, really heavy stuff. And then there was Marie Kirkland, played by the incredibly talented Jade Harlow, who just randomly knocked on his door. She was the girl next door, literally, in the next motel room. She heard him screaming from his nightmares. They talked, they did drugs together, they slept together. And we all thought, okay, this is Nick's new enabler. This is the woman who is going to drag him further down into the gutter. We have seen this trope a million times. The broken man meets the broken woman, and they just destroy each other. But then the twist happened. Nick goes back to the rehab center. He is sitting there, working on a jigsaw puzzle, trying to put the pieces of his shattered life back together. And who walks in? Marie. And I was like, wait, what? What is she doing here? Marie tells Nick that she checked herself into rehab voluntarily, and her reason, it was because of him. Because of something Nick said to her during that dark, twisted night at the motel. Apparently, his words pierced through her own drug haze. He gave her some kind of unexpected proof that he could still make a difference in someone's life without having to be the big strong hero who saves them. He just had to be real. He just had to be human. Let's be real for a second. Nick Newman has a massive savior complex. He always has. Whether it's Sharon, or Phyllis, or Sally Spectra, Nick always wants to be the white knight. He wants to fix broken birds, so when Marie sat there and basically told him that his broken, messy self was the reason she decided to get clean, you could just see the ego boost. You could see Nick thinking, wow, maybe I am not entirely worthless. Maybe I did something good for once in this whole messy addiction storyline. I actually bought it for a second. I really did. I thought the writers were giving Nick a beautiful moment of redemption. A little glimmer of hope in this incredibly dark storyline. I thought they were going to be rehab buddies. I thought they would go to meetings together, drink bad coffee, and slowly rebuild their lives. But I was so wrong. We were all so wrong. Because Marie is crazy, like, completely, utterly, dangerously unhinged. And the reveal was it was chilling. You guys, it was so chilling. I am still getting goosebumps just thinking about it. So here is what is actually going on. Marie did not come to rehab to get clean. She did not come because Nick's words magically healed her soul. Marie is an ally of Matt Clark. Yes, Matt Clark, the absolute bane of Nick's existence. The man who has been terrorizing the Newman family, manipulating Sienna, taunting Noah, and playing twisted mind games with Sharon. Matt Clark, who Victor supposedly had under his thumb at the ranch, but who has been running around Genoa City causing absolute chaos. What were they thinking? How did we not see this coming? Matt is a master manipulator. Of course, he wouldn't just leave Nick alone in rehab. Of course, he would plant a mole. And Marie was the perfect mole, a fellow addict, someone vulnerable. Someone Nick would naturally want to protect and connect with. It makes you rethink everything about that motel encounter. Was it a coincidence that she was in the room next door? Absolutely not. Matt probably orchestrated the whole thing. He probably supplied the drugs, he tracked Nick to that motel, set Marie up in the next room, and waited for Nick to break. He knew Nick was vulnerable. He knew Nick would fall for a sob story. And Marie played her part perfectly. She played the broken, lost soul. She played the grateful addict who just needed a push in the right direction. But underneath it all, she was working for Matt. She is a total psychopath. So let's talk about the actual scene, because I am still traumatized. Nick and Marie are in the rehab center. It is supposed to be a safe space. The lighting is soft. The nurses are walking around in the background. Nick is letting his guard down. He is actually smiling. He thinks he has an ally in this fight against his demons. He thinks he did a good thing. Marie offers to get him a drink. Just a simple cup of water or juice or whatever they serve in those places. And Nick, completely clueless, says sure. We see Marie walk over to the beverage station. The camera zooms in on her face, and that sweet, vulnerable expression completely melts away. It is replaced by this cold, dead-eyed stare. It was terrifying. She pulls a small vial out of her pocket. And she empties it into Nick's cup. She spiked his drink with poison. Not drugs, not a sedative, poison. Because Marie's ultimate goal, Matt's ultimate goal, isn't just to make Nick relapse, it is to assassinate him. I literally screamed at my television. I was like, Nick, do not drink that. Do not take that cup. But of course, he does. He takes the cup, he thanks her, he takes a long sip. And you can see the exact moment it hits him. He frowns, he looks at the cup, he probably thinks the drink tastes bitter, or something. But then his breathing hitches, his hand starts to shake. The cup drops to the floor and shatters, spilling everywhere. And Marie just sits there. She doesn't call for help. She doesn't scream for a nurse. She just leans in, close to his ear, and she whispers the truth. She tells him that she works for Matt. She tells him that Matt wants him dead. Honestly, my jaw hit the floor. The absolute cruelty of it. To let a man think he has found a moment of grace, a moment of connection, and then use it to murder him. It is so dark, even for the young and the restless. Nick is gasping for air. His eyes are wide with panic and betrayal. He reaches out, trying to grab her, trying to stand up, but his legs give out. He collapses onto the floor of the rehab center. The place that was supposed to save his life might actually be the place where he loses it. And Marie just watches him fall. She didn't even flinch. She just watched the life drain out of him with this sick, twisted smile on her face. So now we are left with this massive, gaping cliffhanger. Is Nick Newman dead? Look, I know how soaps work. If we don't see a body in a casket, and even then sometimes, they aren't really dead. Joshua Morrow has been on this show forever. I can't imagine they are actually killing off Nick Newman. But they are certainly making it look like he is dying. If he survives this, the brain damage or the physical toll from the poison could be catastrophic. And think about the ripple effects this is going to have across Genoa City. Let's start with Victor. Victor Newman is going to go absolutely nuclear. He just told Nick that he was a disgrace. He just yelled at him in that drug-induced nightmare. Victor has been so distracted by Billy Abbott and this whole Chancellor Industries hostile takeover mess. He has been plotting with Adam to destroy Billy. He has been playing the doting husband to Nikki. But when Victor finds out that Matt Clark orchestrated an assassination attempt on his son inside a medical facility, Victor is going to unleash hell on Earth. Matt Clark is a dead man walking. And Marie, Victor will hunt her down to the ends of the earth. Victor does not play when it comes to his children. We have seen him do terrible things to protect his family, but this is going to push Victor over the edge. And what about Nikki? Poor Nikki. She just had her bandages removed. She is completely blind right now. She is sitting in the dark, terrified that she will never see again. She just visited Nick and pleaded with him to let go of his anger. She told him she was ashamed of what he had become, but she still loves him. How is she going to process this? She can't even look at her son if he is lying in a hospital bed on life support. The emotional devastation for Nikki is going to be unbearable. Melody Thomas Scott is going to act the absolute house down. I already know it. Then there is Sharon. Oh my God, Sharon. She was just at Crimson Lights, telling Noah that she was terrified of Matt. She just visited Nick in the shadow room and told him that his threats against Matt were scaring her. She knows how dangerous Matt is. If Nick dies, or even if he just barely survives, Sharon is going to lose her mind. She has already lost Cassie. She cannot lose Nick too. I feel like this might push Sharon over the edge. We might see a completely unhinged Sharon Newman, and honestly, I am here for it. She might just take Matt out herself. And Adam, we have to talk about Adam. Adam has been trying to help Nick. He went to Vegas, he dealt with Riza, he got locked in that storage unit by Matt. Adam knows exactly what Matt is capable of. If Nick is taken out by Matt's proxy, Adam is going to revert straight back to Spider. He is going to drop everything with Newman Media, drop the Billy Abbott smear campaign, and go full vigilante. Chelsea better brace herself because the dark side of Adam Newman is about to be unleashed. It is just so messy. The whole situation is so incredibly messy. Why did Marie do it? What kind of hold does Matt have on her? Is she in love with him? Is he blackmailing her? We need answers. The writers better not drag this mystery out for 6 months. We need to know her backstory immediately. How did she get involved with Matt? How long has she been tracking Nick? And where is Matt right now? Is he hiding out in Genoa City, waiting for confirmation that Nick is dead? Phyllis was just freaking out because Matt went missing. She gave him a job, she got his ankle monitor off, and then he vanished. Phyllis is going to feel so guilty. If she hadn't helped Matt, maybe he wouldn't have been able to coordinate this hit on Nick. The guilt is going to eat Phyllis alive. She is always making these reckless decisions and then acting shocked when they blow up in her face. Who actually believes this is going to end well? No one. I keep playing the scene over in my head. The way Marie smiled, it was so sinister. It makes you wonder how many other people in Genoa City are walking around wearing masks. We thought she was just a struggling addict, but she is a cold-blooded assassin. Maybe I am being too dramatic, but you guys get what I mean. This changes everything. The stakes have never been higher. We are looking at a full-blown war, the Newmans against Matt Clark. And honestly, I am a bit tired of Matt Clark always being one step ahead. It feels like the writers have made him this invincible supervillain who can just bypass security, infiltrate rehab centers, and manipulate everyone flawlessly. It is a bit frustrating. Sometimes I just want the Newmans to get a solid win. But I guess that doesn't make for good drama. So, what happens next? Does someone find Nick in time? Does the rehab staff have the antidote to whatever poison Marie used? Or is Nick going to flatline? I am going to be glued to my screen tomorrow. I literally cannot wait. I need you guys to sound off in the comments. Did you see this coming? Did you suspect Marie was working for Matt? Or were you fooled just like I was? Do you think Nick is going to survive? And what do you want Victor to do to Matt and Marie when he finds out? Let me know all your thoughts, your theories, your rants. I read all of them, and I need to know I am not the only one freaking out right now. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because I will be breaking down every single second of the fallout from this episode. It is going to be a wild ride, you guys. A really, really wild ride.